These glacial waters hold a magic that dates back thousands of years to the very formation of these peaks.
Serve as visible thermometers, showing climate trends through their dramatic retreat.
It begins in these high meadows. The milk is heated, the curds carefully formed and pressed.
This centuries-old tradition saw small chapels built in remote alpine locations, serving as places of refuge for travelers and shepherds.
Lichens and mosses break down rock surfaces, creating the first organic matter. Each generation makes the environment slightly more hospitable for the next.
The glacier has retreated more than a kilometer in the past century, and the rate of retreat has increased dramatically in recent decades.
Fed by melting glaciers high above, these streams carry the mountain's minerals down, giving the water its distinctive milky turquoise color.
From this elevated position, we see how mountain basins function as integrated systems, where geology.
While the alpine region faces significant challenges related to climate change, it is also a site of
Distance. The unique tones of these bells allow farmers to locate their animals across the vast pastures.
These local names represent a form of cultural memory and environmental knowledge, preserving information about the landscape's history.
Here, mountain communities have learned resilience, building homes to withstand brutal winters and utilizing every patch of land for agriculture and grazing.
In the alpine tundra, vegetation consists of low-growing cushion plants and specialized flowers.
Alpine cartography bridges the past and present, revealing how mapping has always been both a practical tool for navigation and a profound form of knowledge and power. The smallest streams are fed by the same glacial systems, connecting every element in a web of flowing water. For millennia, these passes shaped human movement, trade, and culture. To stand here is to connect repulsive. While the Alps are often crowded, it is still possible to find profound quiet and aloneness here. These upwards. The careful stacking of this firewood is an art form, passed down through families who have maintained these paths for generations.
While the ascent builds anticipation, the descent requires a different kind of focus. It feels faster.
Terry stands as a testament to the Alps' dual nature, a place of beauty, yet also danger.
This U-shaped valley was carved by glaciers during the last ice age, grinding through solid rock over thousands of years.
Water in high mountains seems especially precious. Their depth and purity give them this remarkable color.
This valley has served as a vital route through the Alps for thousands of years. Traders and travelers rely.
This gradient of human impact characterizes mountain environments, explaining how accessibility and productivity determine use intensity. Deep winter fundamentally alters the character of the high Alps, imposing physical challenges and constraints, while
Fed by the glacier, this water stays just above freezing. The stunning turquoise color comes from suspended mineral.
Here, where rock meets ice and storm meets silence, water begins its relentless journey. These cattle hold deep cultural significance in Swiss alpine tradition. The same bloodlines have grazed these mountains for hundreds of years. These ancient forests possess a biological diversity that younger managed forests simply cannot replicate.
The mountain night transforms the familiar trails. As the light fades, our other senses awaken.
These cows are being moved between grazing areas, a rotation that prevents overgrazing and allows the meadows to recover.
Fluvial erosion, the process by which water shapes rock over geological time, carved this.
The steep roof sheds heavy snow loads and channels water away from the structure. The wide eaves protect the walls from
A peaceful existence, connecting us to the past. The milk they give sustains these communities.
Riparian zones are transition areas between aquatic and terrestrial environments. They support exceptional
Mountain endurance sports demand sustained physical effort. They push the limits of strength, stamina, and will in challenging terrain.
Carved by ancient glaciers, this U-shaped valley serves as a major drainage system. The abundant water creates a
The stream provides the energy for the grinding stones. This renewable flow powered our community long before electricity.
While modern life tends to flatten and homogenize time, the mountain environment invites a more varied and layered awareness of time.
These falls are a result of geological forces, where hard limestone erodes slower than softer layers, creating the
Few communities sustain themselves on agriculture alone. Tourism provides essential income, yet creates a dependence.
The mountain spirit demanded respect.
Oral tradition preserved knowledge of the landscape.
Here, families have learned not to fight the mountains, but to find sustainable ways to exist within them.
Explaining how they serve both residents and visitors, how they preserve traditional knowledge and material culture that might otherwise be.
The alpine environment, with its clean, dry air and intense sunlight, was long believed to have significant.
The dramatic vertical relief and reliable thermal currents create ideal conditions for paragliding and base jumping, drawing.
Acknowledging that even after extensive documentation, much remains unshown. Any representation.
Spring is a season of renewal and possibility, a time when the cycles of nature are most visible and tangible.
Notice how the overhanging eaves protect the walls from heavy snow, while the dark wood absorbs crucial solar heat. Witnessing these displays is a privilege. The mountains follow their ancient patterns, but we are enriched by paying attention to moments like this.
The Alps are composed of rocks of diverse origins, transformed deep in the Earth's crust and uplifted over.
Pilots carefully assess the wind and thermal currents before launching. The extreme vertical drop allows for
We hope that understanding breeds appreciation, which leads to protection.
This natural monument captivated visitors for centuries. It is one of the highest free-flowing waterfalls in Europe.
Most common in autumn, these inversions typically burn off by mid-morning. Their ephemeral nature makes them truly precious.
While often idyllic, alpine weather is extreme. Conditions can shift dramatically within minutes.
This formation exists because the hard limestone caprock resisted erosion, while softer layers beneath simply weathered away.
Hay production is critical in alpine agriculture. The short growing season means every suitable meadow must be maximized.
The challenge is balancing tourism's benefits against preserving the authentic character and integrity of these valleys.
Landing in narrow valleys requires precise speed and approach angle control. The pilot executes a final banking.
The St. Beatus Caves are a geological wonder carved by water over millions of years.
The mountains are full of thresholds. Here at the path, poised between ascent and descent,
The St. Beatus Caves, known since ancient times, are legendary as the 6th century hermitage of.
The alpine meadows are alive with color, a testament to the remarkable adaptations that allow these diverse cities.
Over 14 kilometers of passages have been explored, making this one of Switzerland's largest cave systems.
At 3,000 meters, atmospheric pressure is significantly reduced. Each breath delivers less oxygen.
The water flowing here drains a vast underground system. Over millions of years, the dissolved calcium carbonate carves.
Here, marked trees indicate those selected for harvest, while young trees establishing in the gaps show the regeneration process.
Guiding is one of the Alps' most respected professions. It began centuries ago when local hunters shared their knowledge.
The journey through these caves highlights a delicate balance. Sustainable tourism funding the preservation of natural wonders.
This engineering represents a major investment in protecting communities from the river's violence.
highlighting the tension between
Rock climbing is a pursuit that combines athleticism and problem solving.
Watch me here. Got it.
The qualities of alpine light are unique. The thin atmosphere creates an intense illumination.
These large lakes occupy valleys carved by massive glaciers during the ice ages. Their depth.
The term Via Ferrata, Italian for iron path, originated in World War I. Today, it allows climbers.
Families have occupied these same farms for generations. Though modernization changes much, the fundamental
balancing tourism development with the preservation of the qualities that attract visitors remains a perpetual challenge for successful destinations like this one.
The Alps offer profound solitude, pockets of wild terrain. Development pressure on lakeshores is intense, yet these wetlands are disproportionately important for biodiversity.
The Alpabzug marks the successful return of the herds from the high pastures. It's a time for celebrations.
The drop in temperature is immediately noticeable as the sun disappears. Animals instinct. Certain natural scenes seem to evoke a universal aesthetic response, connecting to a deep evolutionary heritage. The alpine winter forces a profound relationship with darkness. Extended periods of reduced light. These special conditions exist only briefly. Soon, the warmth of the rising sun will erase the morning mist as it reaches the valley floor.
Witnessing such beauty is a privilege. These displays mark the timeless transition from day to night, inviting reflection. For over a century, these alpine huts have been essential infrastructure for mountaineering, providing shelter, food, and
lessons. We hope this comprehensive documentation provides a richer understanding than typical promotional videos.
The technical demands are immense. Every placement must be secure, especially when placing protection on lead.
Solid.
Government subsidies and agricultural protection policies help preserve mountain farming against market forces, while the tourism.
We are grateful to the mountain communities and conservation efforts that maintain these remarkable landscapes.
This is ski mountaineering, a return to the pure, self-propelled experience, ascending mountains under your own power.
The milky turquoise color comes from the rock flour ground by glacier movement and suspended in the meltwater. Missions are brief, but these moments, requiring patience and luck, justify the early wake-up calls, creating lasting memories. While winter avalanches are triggered by new snow loading, spring avalanches are driven by warming temperatures that destabilize the.
These alpine forests are vital for stabilizing slopes and preventing devastating avalanches and rock slides.
The narration conveys both wonder at these plants' resilience and concern about their uncertain future as climate.
Places like this become repositories of meaning, exceeding their physical geography, integrating nature and human history into a coherent whole.
The physical challenge reminds us that mountain access requires determination. But the view from this saddle.
When moist air masses encounter mountains, they are forced to rise. As they cool, the moisture condenses and precipitates as rain or snow.
Downhill travel stresses different muscles than climbing and requires sustained concentration to avoid stumbling on loose rock.
High in the Alps, these turquoise lakes are ecological jewels. Their unique ecosystems support life. These farms operated largely self-sufficiently, producing their own cheese and butter from milk, growing vegetables, and keeping chickens for eggs.
These valleys are connected by cultural traditions, yet separated by mountain barriers. This partial isolation.
The Swiss trail system covers thousands of kilometers, ranging from easy valley walks to high alpine features.
These chapels represent community investment and historical continuity, evolving from religious sites to heritage.
Alpine music is a living tradition, combining practical origins with art.
It's only by gaining elevation that the true scale of the landscape becomes clear.
Forest ecosystems provide essential functions, including slope stabilization, watershed protection, timber.
Historically, ridgelines often provided easier travel than the swampy valley bottoms below. Many ancient trails followed these high routes.
Climate change is shifting these zones upward as average temperatures increase. Species restricted to lower elevations are colonizing higher areas.
Mountain farming faces significant economic challenges. Costs are high, and competition is fierce.
High in the Alps, observers find Europe's best conditions for astronomy. High elevation above the haze.
These regional centers provide essential services and employment, concentrating tourism infrastructure, while
mountain running is a distinctive athletic discipline that combines the cardiovascular demands of distance running with the technical skills.
Avalanche forecasting is a sophisticated science, but perfect prediction remains impossible. Every winter brings
Museums like this are vital for preserving mountain heritage and educating visitors, increasingly addressing contemporary.
This infrastructure democratizes the mountain experience, but raises questions about maintaining wilderness character.
Our journey has covered many valleys and conditions, attempting to show these mountains as complex.
Hut caretaking is both a profession and a calling. It requires a unique combination of skills, from hospitality and... These alpine lakes were formed by glacial processes, ice-scoured basins that filled with meltwater as the climate warmed.
Witnessing these daily transformations, the shift from day to night, offers a chance for quiet reflection and gratitude for these timeless landscapes. Alpine floristic diversity is both an ecological phenomenon and a cultural treasure.
These alpine flowers display remarkable adaptations. The intense UV rating at this altitude.
Witnessing the slow color progression reveals the dynamic character of this environment. Experiences like this mountains present unique difficulties for mapping due to their vertical relief and inaccessibility. Surveying in this steep terrain requires precision.
The elevation gain offers a perspective impossible from below. We can identify the major peaks.
This is the accumulation zone where snow consolidates into glacial ice. These snowfields are reduced due to water presence. Skiing at night transforms the familiar terrain into something strange and mysterious. Vision is limited, but
while graded as a moderate secured route, the use of fixed cables here allows access, yet makes you wonder about the true meaning of the achievement.
The intense blue color results from the ice's density and purity, allowing light penetration while nestled deep within these alpine valleys, where ore, timber, and water converged. Iron production thrived for centuries.
The path descends into a hanging valley, a high-altitude basin perched between peaks. This hidden
It demands everything: the fitness for sustained effort, the technical skill to master varied terrain, and the self-sufficiency.
Differential erosion works on rock layers of varying hardness. Freeze-thaw cycles break the rock, while
These remarkable stone structures represent a major construction achievement, providing shelter, safety, and a
The hard limestone caprock resists erosion, while softer layers wear away beneath it. Water continues.
The roar you hear is the drainage of the entire upper watershed. Spring snowmelt brings maximum flow. Alpine pastoralism holds deep cultural and ecological significance, allowing efficient use of mountain resources.
The constant moisture here creates conditions drastically different from surrounding areas, allowing specialized species.
Their oligotrophic status means low nutrient levels and exceptional clarity. These waters remain cold.
The steeply tilted strata reveal the immense tectonic forces that folded and thrust these layers, uplifting ancient.
Centuries of agricultural use shaped this landscape. Terracing prevents erosion, and the
riverside paths and public green spaces provide daily contact with natural beauty for residents who might take the dramatic peaks for granted.
Forests function as integrated systems with countless interactions between species. Crucially,
the balance between preserving natural character and providing public access and amenities is complex.
Alpine villages like this one represent centuries of cultural continuity, but modern changes have transformed them.
The economic importance of tourism is clear, but finding the right balance between preservation and
certain experiences resist verbal description or photographic capture. They create personal meaning beyond social sharing.
Early travelers often had to climb over passes, avoiding gorges entirely. But the development of engineering
techniques, the continuing occupation of these challenging environments, recognizing that these remarkable landscapes,
it's the appeal of these liminal moments, when the effort of the dark walk is rewarded by witnessing the day emerge from night.
Here, two major tributaries merge, demonstrating how stream networks collect water from entire drainage basins, eventually flowing back to the sea.
This valley demonstrates the diversity within alpine regions, while similar conditions create comparable.
Flood management in mountain valleys involves complex trade-offs. While these engineering solutions protect communities, they fundamentally.
The valley trail leads to sites demonstrating human ingenuity in difficult terrain. Tunnels and bridges.
This managed natural area provides a compromise between engineering and uncontrolled dynamics.
Communities dependent on tourism must constantly invest in infrastructure, creating pressure for expansion and significant environmental costs.
Conservation involves difficult trade-offs between access and environments. While many alpine wetlands were lost historically, we now recognize their crucial functions.
This ancient forest possesses a structural complexity and biodiversity that managed forests simply.
Water truly connects everything here, flowing from the distant peaks through the forests.
Ridges offer continuous views, unlike valley routes that see only their immediate surroundings. This elevated position.
While tourism provides vital income, it also creates pressures, impacting everything from housing affordability to maintaining authentic community character.
Supporting local agriculture and traditional crafts helps preserve the authentic character of these mountain communities.
Thoughtful urban planning successfully integrates tourism and residential functions, maintaining a connection to the landscape that defines their identity.
Maintaining these villages requires conscious preservation. Finding the balance between tradition and modernization is the greatest challenge.
We've journeyed from high alpine terrain, through forests and urban centers, back to these valleys.
These traditional practices maintain the landscape character that defines much of what visitors appreciate about alpine regions. These alpine valleys contain far more features than any single visit can fully explore. This artisan production is an essential link in the mountain agricultural system, creating complex flavors that command premium.
The river exploited a weakness in the rock structure, carving vertically rather than laterally. This ongoing erosive painting. The gorge experience was intensely stimulating, but this meadow provides balance.
The trail system creates structure for exploration, but also reminds us of the vastness that remains unexplored.
Experiencing these transitions provides perspective on the modern relationship between human activity and natural cycles.
Seasonal change in mountain environments fundamentally alters the experience. Autumn brings the harvest and preparation for winter. The classic alpine autumn, snow-capped peaks, brown mid-slopes, and the golden green forests below. Here, Intense activity gives way to profound solitude and quiet reflection.
Skeletons. Maintained by alpine clubs and volunteers since the late 1800s, these huts form a vital infrastructure.
It's a privilege to witness this. These displays never repeat exactly, marking the daily rhythm with unique beauty.
In our cities, we've lost the night. But here, in the mountains, the true darkness remains.
The loss of darkness is profound. Yet here, we find a humbling perspective on our place in the cosmos. Experiencing the full 24-hour cycle provides a comprehensive understanding impossible from brief daylight visits. It connects us to the deeper natural rhythms of this place.
The cold, clear air offers exceptional transparency for observation.
The mountains are linked to the lives of millions who depend on their resources. What happens here ripples down through communities far below. The psychological and practical effects of fog are profound. Visibility drops, and the world becomes intimate and enclosed.
This sequence explores the cultural landscape of alpine villages and the tension between tradition and modernity.
Emerging from the mist marks the final stage of the journey. Like any quest, we return transformed. Winter arrives first on the high passes, transforming the landscape. It is a season that defines.
Viticulture is vital here, providing year-round employment that supplements tourism. As the climate changes, these mountain regions.
Braided rivers are dynamic natural systems, but human intervention has confined them between concrete walls, profoundly altering their ecological function.
The trail reaches this historic chapel, a pilgrimage site chosen for its commanding views, making the spirit.
Alpine festivals are expressions of cultural identity, community cohesion, and continuity with the past.
The Alps have been a subject of fascination and inspiration for writers, artists, and intellectuals for centuries.
The privilege of experiencing these landscapes comes with a responsibility to tread lightly.
While the pass remains important for tourists, much long-distance traffic now travels through tunnels bored beneath the mountains.
This valley is one of the most biologically diverse high-altitude environments in the Alps. The meadows
The infrastructure represents a delicate compromise. It allows us to experience these environments, balancing access with the need for preservation.
Why do we come here? For the challenge, the solitude, and the profound beauty that resists capture.
The timing and quantity of this water release affects millions globally.
These landscapes are not static, but dynamic and contested, shaped by the ongoing interactions among natural